This is July 27th, 2026, and today we are at the TAF Bethany Community Learning Space in White Center, Washington. I'm your host and moderator, Jonathan Fisher, and today I'm with my good dear friend, J. Craig Thorpe. Craig, welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Jonathan.
It's always great to spend time with you. So Craig, for the benefit of the folks at home, just give us a quick recap on the New York or the Hudson style of art.
The Hudson River artists.
Yes.
Yes.
And how that influenced you and how that influenced you growing up in suburban Pittsburgh.
Well, that's great. Thank you. Well, as a Pittsburgher, I saw trains and trolleys everywhere. And as a little kid, I gravitated toward that. My granddad took me for rides, and once in a while there were excursions. But at some point along those early years, I encountered the artwork of Griff Teller.
Which is remind me, the Hudson River?
No, Griff Teller was...
He was the Pennsylvania.
That's right,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
He was the artist retained by another company in New Jersey, but their biggest client was the Pennsylvania Railroad.
Oh,
and
okay.
Griff Teller did the annual calendar paintings for the Pensy for, I think, 27 out of the 31 years or whatever it was.
But the poignant years where it really was impressioned upon you.
That would have been the early 50s.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay.
Early to mid-50s.
Okay, so before your time, but you still benefited from that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I liked what he painted as forward-looking trains in those days. Now we look back on it and it's nostalgia, it's history, and all that.
But then
wonderful.
It was the future.
But then it was the future.
Indeed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that set in motion that part of my story. When I was a student at Carnegie Mellon University, industrial design major,
Right.
I worked for Transportation Research Institute. Now, I don't know whether we've talked about that part of the tale
I don't think
before.
we have.
TRI was a think tank.
Oh, okay.
Transportation focused, and their big deal was the Transit Expressway, which...
What's that?
Yeah, well, exactly. It was an elevated, rubber-tired, computer-controlled, guideway-directed public transit system, and built by Westinghouse and others, and it was designed to be the end-all for all public transit things. This is, we're going to come up with something.
A future that didn't happen.
A future that didn't happen.
Okay.
But during those years I was at Carnegie Mellon, there was a lot of publicity kinds of things out there promoting Skybus. And not only was I the gopher for everybody in the office, but I did architectural styled renderings focusing on what those trains could be. So we've now moved from the Griff Teller oil painting, calendar paintings, that kind of formal stuff, to concept renderings.
And then you became a full-time commission artist or painter, and you still are a full-time commission painter today.
That's right. Virtually all the art is commissioned
is commissioned by various people, and somewhere along the line, Amtrak commissioned you.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, fascinating story that really had an architectural base.
Really? Okay.
I
Tell
was
me
doing
more.
I was doing a lot of architectural illustration, self-employed at that point. I had worked for architects and landscape architects prior to that.
Doing like renderings for office buildings and stuff like that.
Exactly. Concept renderings.
Yes. Okay.
So I began to move or to apply that genre to the railroad world. So the stuff from my college years was the beginning, and then I developed out.
Yeah. Okay.
And so one of the jobs that I ended up doing was a painting. It was concept rendering, but still it was a painting of the then unbuilt Amtrak station in Olympia, Washington.
Oh, the Centennial Station.
Centennial Station.
Yeah, okay.
Indeed.
Okay, so you did a rendering for that, and then how did that segue?
Well, on one of my trips east, I had the good fortune to meet with Bruce Hurd, who at that time worked for Amtrak in special projects, and one of his jobs was overseeing the calendar program that Amtrak had. And I thought, well, Bruce here, I'll give you some copies of this. Maybe someday I could do a calendar for Amtrak.
Right.
Well, that was in, I guess, 92, summer of 92. And in August, I got a panicked phone call from Bruce one night saying the artist who had been commissioned to do the 93 calendar painting, Gil Reed, was ill and could not fulfill the commission.
Oh.
Did I have anything that Amtrak could pay me a use fee for? And so that's how it happened. That painting then of the Olympia Station became the 1993 National Corporate Calendar art for Amtrak.
Okay, and then how did that relationship morph and grow over the years to your relationship with the Talgo project?
Well, I'm going to take you back to a question you asked a couple minutes ago about
Okay.
the Hudson River School of Art.
Right, keep going.
You know, it wasn't really a school, but it was a style of mid-19th century landscape painters. Folks who were concerned that industrialization was sort of the machine in the garden and was going to ruin the natural world. Not all of those painters felt that. Some of them painted trains into their landscapes in a way that was sort of the train was there and then it was gone. It touched the landscape lightly, in effect, a soft footprint. So I wanted to replicate that.
Okay.
And when I did, in follow-up to the Olympia Station painting, there were some other things on the horizon, one of which I'll mention in a minute. And I was beginning then to meld these bigger themes. The railroad doesn't have to be the nemesis of the land. Indeed, it isn't inherent.
Right. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to show that in art, to draw
Okay.
people in and to see the importance of trains to our culture. So the inspiration of the Hudson River artists laid another part of the foundation for me.
And we would be remiss if we didn't talk about railroads, art, and American life, an artist's memoir. And this sort of is a summarization of your career as a painter, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That was
University of Indiana Press, as I recall. Is that right?
Indiana University
Indiana
Press.
University,
Yeah,
okay.
when was it? 3 years ago.
Yeah.
23.
Right. So then, what all artwork did you create for the Talgo, and what impact did that have on their development?
Well, one more piece that
Yes.
needs to get stated
Okay.
that builds on everything I've said so far
All right.
was a painting for the X2000. That was a Swedish ABB, Bound Bovary, high-speed tilt train.
And we'll see that in the presentation this afternoon.
That's right. So that particular painting was one that I chased down. After the Olympia train station piece,
Yes.
I went after the folks at ABB and just said, could we talk about a commission? They agreed to that.
Good.
So that was another major foundational piece. So when I heard about the Talgo trains through various channels, I now had this Amtrak commission of the train station and train in Olympia.
Yes.
And I then had the X2000 painting, which was a high-speed tilt train. These things work
Starting to fit together now.
Starts to fit together.
Yes. Okay.
So-
So how many different commissions did you do for the Talgo series?
Probably 6 or so
Okay.
of just the Talgo trains.
Okay.
I will mention this afternoon, only in lightly touching that. But
Right.
there was a series of, I would say, I think there were 6 different European train sets that came to the U.S. Those car builders were wanting to get the American market. So I had the opportunity to paint 5 of those different trains. Talgo was the one that really made a big difference here in the Northwest.
And so then when you look back at it, what was what was the impact of this art upon the community and upon the entire Talgo program?
Railroads, as well as railroad art, are invitational.
How's that?
They invite you on board. You want to be there. That's why people
Okay.
look at this art and they say, that painting makes me want to ride that train.
And your paintings do. I mean, they're welcoming. They're a blend of technology and the natural environment. And yeah, I can understand why people would like that. What impact did Talgo have on you?
That's a great question.
That's why I'm here.
It opened up a whole series of commissions
Did it?
and relationships.
And people that you work with even to this day, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you
yes.
did one for an Amtrak official. I can't think of who it is now.
Joe McHugh.
Oh, sure,
He's
of course.
retired
Yes,
from,
yes,
from
yes.
government affairs.
Yeah.
And in fact, there was an Amtrak reunion in early June, and it was
This year?
Yes, this year, and it was quite like a grand reunion of all these folks come together, many of whom were Talgo related in that part of their portfolio, professional portfolio. So we reconnected on those. So at the relational level, as well as the functional level, I guess I learned. Doing the Talgo series, I think it helped me understand more of the philosophy that comes out in the book and comes out in the painting, and go back to that word, invitational. That's what our country needs when we talk about the future of rail. We need to have that message that railroads are indeed invitational. We want people to ride, want to see how it makes a difference in responsibility to our landscape, to our other resources, and so on. So doing all those paintings was not just a mechanical exercise of meeting a contract, but there's a connection that I have with the art and what it means.
So I'm going to ask you a leading question. It was one of your favorite commissions, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
very much so. Just because you sort of became it, and it became you in a way, didn't it?
That's right. There really is a connection. When I talk about that invitational nature,
It invited you into the picture too.
exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
indeed. All right, very good. Craig Thorpe, J. Craig Thorpe, my dear friend. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here.